Hi, Emily. I'm going to start adding people.
And I do see the honey coming.
All right. I'm going to start adding people as people come in, but I did mute you all. So just hang out. It's not actually even 5 o'clock yet. So you guys are early birds. Good. All right. Let's see how many people actually come on a Saturday at 5 o'clock. All right, it's 5:01, so I always give it to about 3 minutes after to give everybody a chance to get in the waiting room so I can let them in. And then we are starting. I love seeing when people are not home and they're just doing their thing. I hate when you look at races and all like the 5Ks are always on a Saturday morning. When I worked Sunday mornings, they were always on Sunday mornings. Now I'm at work Saturday mornings and on Saturday mornings. You guys are all muted, just so you know. Well, you were all muted. I'm gonna remute everybody. Mute all. Okay, everybody should be muted. All right, we're gonna give it one more minute. Okay, so I have a lot of information to give you guys today in a little amount of time. A lot of the stuff I'm going to say is on the Zooms also, but it sounds different when you hear it from me, not just listening to it monotonously on Zooms. And I just like to have your guys' attention when I'm talking about it. And I could repeat myself, I may not repeat myself, but hearing it more than once is fine. Especially like there's people in this group right now on the Zoom that have been the challenge many times before, but just hearing it just helps. So I'm going to preface it with that. So don't message me and say, do I have to be on the Zoom tomorrow? Because I heard you say something on one of the Zooms yesterday that you said on one of the Zooms that I've recorded. Yes, you're going to hear it over and over and over again. I repeat myself 100 million times. But it sinks in, so don't worry about it. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is macronutrients. They are your proteins, your carbs, your fats. You need them all in your diet. Most importantly, you need your proteins above and beyond anything else. Your proteins help build your muscles, repair your muscles. They help with your appetite. They take away your appetite. They are for survival. They also give you energy. Now, your fats also give you energy. And if you don't have fats in your diet, your hair will fall out, your nails will break, and you will not have shiny, beautiful skin. Carbs, however, you do not necessarily have to have carbs in your diet. But and when I say diet, I mean daily intake. We're not on a diet, just so we're clear on that. You have to have carbs in your diet because carbs help you with your energy, help you with your mood. And the more you work out, the higher your macronutrients will have to be. That being said, I want to talk about this really quick. Your calories are equivalent to your macronutrients. So if you have 140 proteins and 160 carbs and 44 fats, if you were to take the caloric intake of that, it would be equivalent to, let's say, 1,600 calories. So when you guys are looking at your numbers, please do not message me and say, I hit my calories, do I have to keep eating my macros? Because the answer is yes. We don't track calories, we track macros. So hopefully you guys are all clear on that. When you are tracking your macros and counting your macros, you get a 10-gram leeway. 10 grams over the number I gave you or 10 grams under the number I gave you, unless you're on point. But the 10 grams is only, and if only, you have to do that. So if I give you 140 proteins and and you have 136, and you're like, oh, I could eat another 14 proteins. No, you're done. You're 4 under, you hit your number. I do not want you guys trying to get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's not important. Unless it's a challenge within yourself, I am not going to give you a shout out for getting your numbers 100%, 0, 0, 0. That's not the point. The point is learning how to eat properly, learning portion control, and learning that, and I don't know if some of you have noticed, that eating 3 ounces of protein at a meal is never going to get you to your numbers at the end of the day. So I want you guys to think about this. And I'll say it every meeting. You are here because what you've been doing is not working. Eating 3 ounces of protein at lunch and at dinner does not justify, does not work. We need to start increasing our levels, increasing our portions, which means 6 to 8 ounces of protein at your main meals. When I say main meals, I want you guys eating food, not drinking your meals. I have no problem with protein shakes. I have no problem with protein bars. I have a problem with that's all you're eating. So if I see protein bar, protein shake, protein bar, I'm going to say, you know what? You're in the wrong program. Let me refund your money. I am not here to put you on a diet. Diet to me is a 4-letter word. Keto is a 4-letter word. I saw somebody log Nutrisystem. If you are doing Nutrisystem on my program, please message me so I can refund you. That is a diet. I don't do this to make money. I am never going to be a millionaire being a coach for nutrition. I do this because I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to be healthy. I want everybody to feel good. And I want you guys to pay it forward. Doing Nutrisystem or Jenny Craig is bullshit. That is processed food that is not good for you, that you will never continue on with for the rest of your life. You are not going to eat those meals in a box for the rest of your life. Yes, you could do Ideal Nutrition, Deliver Lean, like those are real food. They're cooking it. It's almost like they're meal prepping for you. Those are good. And you can usually scan those. So any barcode you can scan if you're using MyFitnessPal. So those are fine. So we're going to start out with the big picture. I want you guys to pretend, and we're going to use 1,200 calories for argument's sake going forward, because it's an easy number for me. So I want you to pretend that you have a daily budget, and your daily budget is 1,200 calories. And it's broken down into smaller bills. Smaller bills meaning proteins, carbs, and fats. So that's your car payment, whatever, your insurance, whatever you have, those big bills you need to pay, right? That come out of your daily budget or your monthly budget we'll use. So let's say that you have your 1,200 calories and you have your $5,000 for your monthly budget at home. The first thing you do at the beginning of the month, most people, is pay those big bills, right? You pay your car, you pay your insurance, you pay your mortgage, your health insurance, whatever. And then whatever is left, you get to use to do your hair, your skin, your nails, whatever you're going to do with that. Go shopping, whatever you're going to do. Same thing with that 1,200 calories I'm giving you for the day. You want to use your main meals, your bulk of your macros in your main meals, so then you can fill in the gaps with whatever's left. At the beginning of the month, you know exactly what you need to pay out. Why? Because you have a budget. You know these are all your bills you have to pay for the month. If you didn't have that budget and you started your month off, you're like, oh, I might pay my car, but I'm going to pay my mortgage next month. And it wouldn't work, right? Your budget, you wouldn't know what you're doing. You wouldn't know what you have left. You wouldn't know what you had given out, what you've paid, what you have left to pay. It's the same thing with your macros. If you have 12, I don't know why you can't hear me, Jamie. It's got to be something on your end. If you have, is anybody else not able to hear me? Raise your hand. Okay. If you have 1,200 calories to use for the day, and you just decided, I'm going to eat this and I'm going to eat this and I'm not going to keep track of it. How do you know where you are within your 1,200 calories, right? How do you know of that? What's proteins, what's carbs, what's fats? So did you ever hear somebody say to you, I'm eating 1,200 calories a day. I don't know why I'm gaining weight. Or have you ever said that? You know why? Because you don't know how much of that is carbs and fats. And if it's all carbs and fats, that is why you're gaining weight. So you have to have that happy medium of all those, which I calculated for each and every one of you individually. So once you determine your allotment of each protein, carb, and fat, the morning of or the day before is the best time to plan the next day. Just as when you're planning your next month's budget. So if you sit down, and we all have staples that we eat all the time. We all have foods that we love. We all have those chips and those bars and things that we have to have every day. Those go in your log first and foremost, before you do anything else. So I know I got to put in my mush, my yogurt, my cottage cheese, my Built Bar, my 42-gram protein core shake. That goes in first, because I know those are the things I eat, and I'm always on the go. Then I put in my 4 hard-boiled eggs, 3 with white, 1 with a yolk, and I start breaking it down, adding things, and I keep looking at my numbers, and I see where I am on each level of my protein, my carbs, my fats. And if I happen to put something in, I'm like, oh shit, I just went over in my fats. I go back in and change a portion of something that has fats in it, or something that I need to have more protein, or adjust for carbs, because that's how you're going to hit your daily allotment. Please don't message me and say, Shannon, there's no way I can eat these carbs. I'm not going to do it today, or I can't do it. You need to change my carbs. I am not changing your macros. The only way your macros get changed is if you lose 10% of your body weight, if your physical activity changes, and that's pretty much it. Those are the only reasons that your numbers need to change. Those are the factors. Now, your birthday doesn't even really matter that much. Or if you change your job, I should tell you that. Because did you notice when you did your consultation form, I asked you, do you sit at a desk? Are you a teacher? You know, are you a server? Because those are all neat calories. Those are non-exercise calories that you're burning that you have to take into consideration. So the numbers you all have, not one person out of 100 and I think 70 people right now have the same macros. Not one person. Because you're all different people. And if you're in the new tribe group, you all have a 17-page report that at one point or another, every single person in the app got. And you really want to read through that because it gives you ideas of what to eat. I get asked a lot, what if I'm hungry? I can almost promise you that you are not going to be hungry. Unless you've been on the challenge for like 4 or 5 times, you're not going to be hungry. If you get hungry, make a salad. Eat broccoli, eat lettuce, eat pickles. Chew gum, drink water, drink something sparkling like a bubbly or a LaCroix. Those will help with your hunger. But if you're eating your macros throughout the day, by the end of the night, you shouldn't be hungry. There are people that have a sweet tooth. I get it. I eat a Yasso bar every single night before I go to bed. Every single night. If you don't know what a Yasso bar is, you are missing out. It is Greek frozen yogurt, and they run anywhere between 80 calories to like 180 calories. They break down the macros for you. You plug it into your app and you are good to go. I do it every single day. And I cry if I don't have any, not knowing it when I log it. I live for my Yasso bars. There's somebody in the group that has to have 1 Dove chocolate every single night. And when she first started with me last challenge, she's like, I don't know if I could do this. She's like, I have a sweet tooth craving every night and I have to have a piece of chocolate. And I was like, well, then have it. Why would you restrict yourself from that? We're not on a diet. Restriction is diet. And when you restrict yourself, what happens? You go off and you gain weight. You gain what you lost. Please, please, please do not restrict yourself. You can eat everything and anything in portion control and moderation. If you want to have that slice of pizza, track it. If you have room for 2, have 2. I am a hoarder. I can tell you that right now. I do hoard calories for the day. So if I know in the morning that I'm going to have 2 Tito's with soda at night, I am tracking that first thing in the morning, because I'm not giving that up at night because I know I want it, and I'll work around it throughout the day. That's not a problem. I mean, there are things that, you know, you're going to have to sacrifice probably if there's something that you do that's not good for you. I mean, you're not in here for a diet, you're learning how to be healthy and change your lifestyle. So going to Burger King and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A is not a healthy choice unless you make a healthy choice within that sector. I always suggest, if you have to have fast food, go to like Pollo Tropical or Camperos, or, and it's all chicken places, I'm going to say, by the way, or even like Chipotle. You can make better decisions versus going to McDonald's and getting a Big Mac. Someone was telling me that they were going to the Dunkin' Donuts and they were getting the Power Protein sandwich, and they couldn't figure out before lunch why they were already over their fats. Just because they label it Power Protein means absolutely nothing, because they put cheese on it and they put meat on it, and their turkey sausage is full of fat. So be very mindful of things that you don't want to change and why you don't want to change them. Someone had asked about creamer in their coffee. So I don't drink coffee anymore. I gave up coffee 3 weeks ago, but when I drank coffee, I drank it black. So I couldn't give out really an option of what to use, but I do suggest like protein powder and protein shakes and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to necessarily give up your tablespoon of creamer, but you're going to have to sacrifice something else for it. And I want to put this out there: a tablespoon of creamer every day in your coffee equates to 12 pounds of weight gain a year. If your tablespoon of creamer is that important to you, then go for it. Have at it. To me, it's not. And it is for Jackie, though. I saw her shaking her head. Jackie works her ass off, though. Jackie, how much weight have you lost so far?
So, 34 pounds.
So Jackie, she has lost 34 pounds, but she also works out, works her ass off, and watches everything. And thank you, Jackie. She is consistent with her tracking every single day, every day. And that being said, and that was not meant to lead into this, but tracking on Monday through Friday and not tracking Saturday and Sunday doesn't work. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's going to make sense to you when I explain it this way. And this is why I have to have lots of Zoom meetings, because I talk a lot. I have so much to say. I could stay on here for hours, just so you guys know. And I love it. I love it. This is like, I love doing this. But if you were to check your macros, and I want you guys to put this math in your head, okay? If you were to track your macros and you were allowed to have 1,000 calories every day, and you tracked it for 7 days, you had 7,000 calories, right? And then you worked out, and it was equivalent to, like, say 3,800 calories. So 7,000 minus 3,800 calories is 3,200 calories. You're in a deficit. You're losing weight. You have to knock off 3,500 calories for every pound to lose weight, a pound a week. That's how I calculated your numbers as well. Everybody's calculated to lose a pound a week. Now, let's say Monday through Friday, you eat 1,000 calories, right? Saturday and Sunday, you don't track. Monday, you text me and you're like, I don't think this program's working. Can we change my macros? Because I ate 1,000 calories every day. I stayed exactly on what you told me. And I'll say, well, I don't see what you logged on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, well, I didn't log Saturday and Sunday because I was super, super busy, but I know I ate really good. Well, let's talk about things you had. And then they start talking, and I figure out that they've ate probably 1,800 calories each day. Now take 5,000 calories, because you did Monday through Friday, great, and 3,600 calories because you effed up on Saturday and Sunday. So now you're over 8,000 calories. And then you only worked out what you normally do, 3,800. You are no longer in a deficit. You must be in a caloric deficit to lose weight. So tracking 7 days a week, being consistent, is the key to success. not kind of tracking. And when I say tracking, I don't mean like, yeah, I tracked, but I didn't hit my numbers. I mean, you need to hit your numbers. Tracking to me means hit your numbers. There's no point in tracking if you're not hitting your numbers. The whole point of this is to match your numbers that I give you. Raise your hand if you started not this challenge, you've been with me prior, and you started out and you were totally overwhelmed and never thought you would hit your macros. Angelique, are you with us? Did you think you were going to hit your macros right first and foremost when I first gave them to you? Raise your hand if you did or didn't. Most of the people put their hands up and say they were clueless and felt like they were so overwhelmed and it's never going to happen. Now raise your hand, and you can have a fake hand like Naseem. Now raise your hand if you totally get it and love the challenge of trying to hit your macros. It gets so easy. Tina, I just realized that was you because you're hard to see with your little funny good morning thing behind you. Tina's a rock star too. She's kicking ass on the program. Everybody is. Like, I look, Angelique is kicking ass. Angelique is like shriveled. Anna has shriveled. It's when I see people in person, I'm like, holy crap. Blows my mind. This is what I do. This is why I do it. I just love, love, love it. Can you tell? So that's, who's talking? Tina? Oh, you didn't mean to. Okay. So tracking macros is not the same as hitting your numbers. So you got to hit your numbers. All right. I'm going to read through a couple of things because I could just keep talking. It's super, 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 super important to stay hydrated during your lifestyle change. Water is the utmost important, but if you don't like water, you can put Crystal Light in it. You can use Mio drops. You can do unsweetened iced tea. Anything that doesn't have caffeine counts as water. When you guys open up your program on Monday, things are going to start popping up. You have 2 habits: 10,000 steps a day, drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day. I don't drink water ever. I live on these. I like literally drink probably a case a day, easily. It's probably why I'm always choking. And the 10,000 steps a day, the water is a non-negotiable. The 10,000 steps a day, I get it. We have jobs, but your goal is to try to come as close to it as you can. Get yourself moving, especially the ones that put sedentary on your consultation form. I have no problem with salt. You can put salt on your shit. I don't care. I use salt. So salt doesn't make you fat. Salt makes you retain water, which will show on the scale, but that's not fat. So when people message me and they say, oh, I'm probably gained weight because I had salt over the weekend, you probably gained weight on the scale, but it's not fat. So please remember that. It'll come right off if you drink your water. And if you're drinking half your body weight in ounces of water a day, salt won't matter to you unless you are told by a physician otherwise. So don't take my word as God. The doctor knows better. Weightlifting does not burn calories, but the more muscle you have, the more fat your body burns. So people message me, is it okay if I don't lift? It's okay if you don't lift. It's not going to affect your weight loss per se, but if you lifted, it would make it go faster. So that's one thing you want to remember. You want to pre-log the day before or the morning of. If you go by the seat of your pants, you're never going to hit your numbers. You're going to message me. So on the first week, I put a message in the group on the first week and I say, hey, at 3 o'clock, if you want me to review your numbers for the day, let me know and I'll look at your food. If it says that you have 97 or 127 proteins left, you're never going to hit them. You should have started way earlier in the morning than what you did. Someone asked me about intermittent fasting. I intermittent fast. That's not a diet. That's just timing of your food. You still have to eat the same amount of food in the time that you're feeding versus fasting. So your body does not know what time it is you are eating. If I eat dinner at 9:30 at night sometimes, Your body has no idea if you're eating at 4 o'clock in the morning or you are eating at 10 o'clock at night. Now, that being said, what you put in your body will react to. I eat clean, but if I were to have French fries before I went to bed at 10 o'clock at night, it's fat, it's carbs. Yeah, I'll probably gain weight. But it's not because that's the time I ate it, it's what I ate. Just to clarify that.
Donna, I'm sorry, I have a question for you.
Yes, of course.
Also, and it's also a confession. So yesterday I had French fries. I really needed to have it. And I came home, well, French fries and the new chicken sandwich. Oh my God, it was so good. So I came home and I said, no.
That was at Chick-fil-A, right?
Say that again?
At Chick-fil-A?
From McDonald's.
Oh,
the
okay.
new chicken sandwich.
Yesterday. Go ahead.
And so I remember my weight is 194.8 because it went up 2 pounds during the week. So I came home, I said, I got to do something. So I started doing some RDLs and leg extension, and it was burning because I heard like if you like really work the lower half, it'll keep burning. When I got up this morning, I was down. I was shocked.
And it's probably a lot of salt and water retention from that food too.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it works, but you can't work out a bad diet. So don't do that.
Okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
putting this down. That makes me happy, Tina. And so I'm going to run down a couple of things. So plan ahead, bulk up your meals, 6 to 8 ounces. If you have food that you know you should not be eating and it's in your house, get rid of it. Why is it there? You don't need it. Your children don't need shit either. I don't care who your kids are. Nobody needs to eat crap. So if you want to have a healthy life, don't you want your kids to have a healthy life? Like I was always that fat, chunky kid. And that's because my parents had shit in the house. My sister is super overweight. My sister probably weighs 300 pounds, over that. And my parents were both overweight. They're not anymore. Now they're older. And now that I stay on them, and I made my mom lose a lot of weight a couple of years ago. But your children learn from you. And if they see you eating crap, they're going to think it's okay to eat crap. And they're going to keep the cycle going, just like our parents did to us. I'm not going to get emotional, but I remember, and I probably will get emotional. I remember going into a fitting room, like when I was in like 5th grade, and I could not get a pair of jeans on to fit. And all the girls were wearing like these Jordache jeans. So I'm going to be 47. So Jordache jeans were like big when I was in school. So, and I couldn't get them. And I remember crying hysterically. Do you know what my mom did? I lived on Long Island. She took me to Friendly's to make me feel better. Does that make any sense? No. But as parents, you want to make your kid feel better. And that's what she thought was right. And she put me in that spiral. It's our job, knowing that we want to get healthy, to impose that on our children, our grandchildren, whoever, our friends. Like I have friends that won't go out with me because they know that, or they feel that I'm going to judge them. I don't judge anyone. You do you. You want to eat like shit, eat like shit. You want to have 8 drinks, drink your heart away. It doesn't affect me, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to impose that on my children or my family. So I had a birthday cake one time for my child, my Bailey, he's 22. And I was just started dating my second ex-husband. And it was Bailey's birthday. And my birthday cake that I bought was like this big to bring to my mom's house. And he's like, why are you, that cake so small? I said, because nobody needs cake. We just have to sing happy birthday. And he's like, but it's your son's birthday. I'm like, and we'll go do something else. But it was like this big. And he was like appalled. Like you could not believe it. But I don't want my kids to think that socializing is around food. And I just was trying to get away from that. So if you have shit in your house, put it away, take it away. If it's stuff that you have to give your kids, it's camp or whatever, put it in a box and get it out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. I hide things. I have people hide things in my house so that I can't eat it. I'm a former overweight person. I love food. Are you kidding? I'm not a foodie. I don't care where I go to eat, but I love food. And I love carbs and I love mac and cheese. And I could eat dessert all day long. Remember, fruit has a lot of carbs. One banana has anywhere between 35 to 52 carbs. So if you're a banana person, have half a banana a day. Don't have the full banana. Your fruits, like your berries, are the best fruits to have. Raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. If you ever see me, I always have some kind of berry with me on a daily basis. Prep your meals if you have the ability to do that. Prep. On Sundays is prep day. I hard boil 18 eggs. After they're hard boiled, I cut them in half and I throw the yolk away before I even put them in bags. So it's not even an option. I put them in bags and I put salt in the bag and I put it in the refrigerator. So when I'm going in the morning and I leave my house like 3:45 in the morning, usually I grab everything and put it in my cooler and I'm out the door for the day. It's usually till 9 o'clock at night. So prep ahead of time. I've been posting a lot of things in the recipes and crock pot meals. That's all I know how to cook. I really don't know how to cook anything else. I'm not a cook person. So people share recipes, use what they say. Do not weigh yourself every day. It will drive me insane. It will drive you insane. Weighing yourself every day, your body weight fluctuates between 3 to 5 pounds on a daily basis. So try not to weigh yourself every day. Avocado, salmon, sea bass, and mackerel are 4 foods that we all think are healthy, but they're full of fat. Unless you are prepared to give up a lot of fat, stick it out of your diet. Avocados, you can probably get around it, but those fish are very fatty. I'm not an avocado eater, but if you put like a quarter of it on your salad, that's fine. Don't eat a full avocado because you'll be eating your whole day of fat in one meal. I already talked about the 10 over, 10 under. Alcohol is its own entity. It's its own macro, and it counts as 7 calories for 1 gram. So let's say you have 70 calories for a 70 ounce glass of wine. I was going to say, Cheryl's like, yes, please. Let's say you have 1 glass of wine, it's 70 calories. You divide that by 7 and you decide, do you want to use 10 carbs or 10 fats? And that's how you have to log it manually, and you create a meal in MyFitnessPal. Right here is instructions, and it's actually in the cheat sheet group. So scroll up and you will see it. And if you don't see it, I'll get it to you. So I asked the group before you guys, we're going to be cutting off in like 90 seconds. I asked the group before you guys to send me something that they would like to share with the new tribe members. And I'm going to read a couple, but I have them typed out and I'm going to share them with you guys in the group. But one of them is, I know it's a lot of food, trust the process. If you stay on course, just get back on track. It's not as bad as you think. Always listen to Shannon. Shannon knows best. Shannon knows her stuff. Don't try to cross her and tell her you won't eat your macros. And these are all really funny. So I'm going to share these all with you guys. And we're going to get cut off. We have less than a minute. I have 30 seconds. I've learned how to see that now so I don't get cut off. The meeting on Monday, I have it for 12 o'clock, but I forgot I was getting my eyebrows microbladed. So I'm going to make it for a little later in the day. I think I'm going to be there for like 3 hours. So I'm probably going to make the meeting for 2:45. It's going to be recorded anyway. Most people work, doesn't matter. But that's going to be questions and answers. So please send me questions before Monday and I will answer them. And then I'll have other information to share with you guys. I'm going to do a quick video and share it in the important announcement group after this, okay? Everybody have an amazing Saturday. Remember, always be badass. You guys are all going to kick ass. Have a great day, everyone.